guys, welcome back. Hope everyone's doing well. Of course, my name is Mike and I'm down in my RC corner. Hope everyone's doing well. Christmas 2019 is almost here and I got a little Christmas present sent to me early from Banggood. I've been asked to do a little review on this. This is the 16 scale model from HBX. The model is the SG1602. It's brushless inside, so we're going to do a quick little overview of that. Right now it is snowed. We got some snow on the road, packed down, so it should be fun to take this out and see how it does. So guys, sit back, hope you enjoy this quick little video, and we'll see how much fun we can have with this RC. Alright, here we go. So here we go, guys. I got this thing out of the box. Now the box is pretty standard stuff. It's just a brown box with the art on it and some details. I'll read off some of it to you right now. The length is 270 millimeters. The width is 215 millimeters, so it's almost as wide as it is long. The height is 130 millimeters. The wheelbase 175. That's from here to here. And the diameter of the wheels is 75. Wheel width is 41. So it's 2.4 gigahertz and all that kind of stuff. The wing was not attached. You screw it on. That's easy enough. There is a wheelie bar which was not attached. You take these 4 screws off, slide the plate off, and slide this in if you want, and you screw it down. That's all extra stuff. There's actual set of LEDs that come with it here. You can plug in if you so desire. It comes with some tie wraps and some instruction towel. You get a USB charger. You get a screwdriver, which has worked very well. Of course, you get the manual here. I guess this one's called the Destroyer. I kind of like that. I think it's a mean looking little truck, so why not have something with a bit of an angry name. And it's just standard fare, as you can see here. It's got all the parts in the back and how some of the things assemble, and just basic functions of how the RC works. Shows you how the radio does. So the manual is definitely acceptable and more than just a fold out. I'll talk about the radio for a second here. The radio looks sort of cool. It's kind of got these air holes going through here. I took the bottom plate off. This thing wins the award for the hardest bottom plate to take off ever. I had to get like a screwdriver and I was like pressing with my thumbs to get this off. Anyways, 3 AA's go in there. Plastic wheel. It is a larger radio. The trigger feels fine. And on top here we have some buttons and some dials. Now we have a steering trim, so that will center your steering. The steering dual rate, which is how far it will turn. You can make it turn narrow or make it turn wide or sharp. That's an okay trim. I wish I'd rather have a throttle trim, so you could dial it down for a beginner maybe. And then the throttle trim is probably the center point to find it here. You got steering reverse, throttle reverse, a bind key, and the on-off button. So I think this radio will suffice. It's not the best stock radio that's ever came, but it's not the worst. So yeah, we'll give it a passing grade, let's say. We'll put that over here and we'll look again at the main event. Now this has been assembled by me. Like I said, the wing and the wheelie bar has been put on. So the body had overspray film. I've already removed the body clips. It did come with body clips. There's 3, which is pretty cool because that reminds me of some of my OFNA truggies. They had only 3 body clips too. So move that over here, and now we're looking at the meat of the RC. We'll go over the electronics quick, and then we'll talk about some of the other things. It has a lithium-ion battery in here. It is strapped in with Velcro. Let me just take it out for a second and tell you what it is. A 1300 mAh, so hopefully that will give us good time of running, but it is a bit of a shorter battery pack, so you're definitely going to be limited to the options of what you can fit in here. It's got a Dean's plug on the end and the standard balance lead used for charging. I'll remove it out of here. 3-wire servo, which is nice because you wouldn't, if you ever decide to change things over a bit, get a different ESC in here, you wouldn't have to worry about changing over to servo. It's a standard. This is the receiver ESC combo. As you can see, Dean's plug has a BEC hanging off of it. There's the extra plugs there for the LEDs to plug into. The servo saver is right on the servo, and that brushless motor, now that is a smaller motor. Now it says it's a 3900 kV motor. I believe, I have to check the specs again, but I believe it's a 2488 can. So it is definitely a smaller motor. It's not even a 380 size, I don't think. So interesting to say the least. The on-off button is in the rear, back here. And yeah, it's just plastic chassis. There is a metal drive shaft going through for the four-wheel drive. Yeah, and the plastics are bendy. The shocks look like they can take oil, but they definitely do not feel like they have oil in them. And we'll just turn it over here. It has Phillips hardware for the screws. Everything looks pretty standard fare. One thing I'm going to point out about the tires, I don't know if you can hear that. Now you can. There's no foam inside, and tires are medium compound. They're quite squishy, soft, kind of cool. The one thing I'm a little bit concerned about, we'll see how it works, it has a Phillips screw that mounts the tires. So I'm wondering if the only tires we can get for this is the ones we have to get from the parts site, the direct fit. Obviously there was no cross wrench that came with this because it doesn't use a nut and use a Phillips screwdriver. So yeah, so it's bendy a bit. It will take some abuse, it looks like, and it's got some flex, which is a good thing for this is going to be something like for some bashing, not heavy bashing I don't think, but some medium light bashing. And it's definitely that flex will come in handy to make sure it probably doesn't break as easy as some other models do. That's about all I could say. Looks like there is a few mounting options for the shocks. A couple holes so you can lay them down or make them more vertical or wherever you please. It does have a nice clearance standing up. So enough of me talking about this thing. Overall, it looks good. Always a thumbs up for brushless motors and Li-ion or LiPo batteries. This thing says it's supposed to go 45 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure if we're going to reach that. I've seen some other videos that have recently come out about this on YouTube. And there's a monster truck model too, and they're clipping around 39, 40, so we'll have to test that, but it's going to be harder for me because it's snowy outside. So we're going to do the Runville next, and stay tuned for that. Okay guys, we're outside now, and we're going to do the running part of the video, and I apologize, I promised you a snowy run, but dad duties got in the way, and the next day, it's +8 outside, and things have melted. I'm going to apologize right off the top. Usually these days are windy, so there might be some wind noise. So the truck's ready to go, the radio's over there, and of course I got the radar system. So we'll just do a little fooling around and then we'll see how fast it goes. Okay peeps, she's all bound and ready to go. We got a steering dual right here. We can dial it down and you can barely turn it. You turn it all the way up, the full dial, and you can do good cornering with this thing. It's quite responsive. As you can see, this has got a brushless motor in it, and she does very well with the torque, especially off the top. We're going to get a little spin outs here and there because the road is wet in areas, and these tires are a good road tire, but there's grit too. They've put sand on the road to deal with some traction when there's snow. So the power this thing has is going to make it fishtail here and there. It's a good thing it's four-wheel drive, or it'd be like way worse. But even with the four-wheel drive, it seems like it's got a little more power in the back than in the front, but that's okay. It's saying this thing has a 3-wire servo, and it tends to track straighter.
Oh, I see my son finally saw me through the window, decided to come out and join me. It also says it has oil-filled shocks, but I don't think there's enough oil in it to make any difference. It's pretty cool stuff. Lots of power. That's always a good thing. Li-ion battery in it. Whoop. Not too shabby. So what's up next is we'll fire up the radar and see what this thing can do with some speed passes. Alright guys, we got the radar set up. We're going to do it on this side today because you can just see it better. This way the sun is in the and you can't read it. I got a voice on it too. There it says 35. And I think that's about what it is. Somewhere between 35 and 40. Let's see if we can get another run here. Woo!
I think I'll get 100.
35. 35. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. That's 3 in a row. 36.
That's a better one.
We'll do a couple more. See what it does. 36. Okay, here we go. We're at full throttle. 35. So that's what it is. So guys, we'll leave it at that. It's we've hit a high of 36 and consistently done 35 many times. Now, is this thing super accurate? It might be off by a kilometer or two, but that's what you can expect. So brushless motor is cool. I'm sure you could tweak this one up a bit and get a little more out of it, possibly changing the tires or something like that. But overall, it's just a great one to go run around a bit. I think it would do not bad on some matted grass. I wouldn't take it out in high grass, but it does have some good clearance. It would do well in gravel. You could change the tires on it and put something more with a little more tread for off-road. I think it would do pretty good. So for me and the little man here, we're gonna call it the end of this. We give this one a thumbs up, eh? It's pretty good. There'll be a link in the notes. Thanks for tuning into this. You can drive it a bit on the driveway, slowly. Alright, guys, appreciate you tuning into this. Have a good one, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, peace out. See ya. Say see ya.
Yeah.
See ya.